One Drink, a podcast where we talk about one topic for one drink. I'm Matthew.
And I'm Oliver.
And today we're talking about Rochester, New York, specifically the Genesee Brewery.
Yeah.
Wow.
Everybody from Rochester knows about Jenny.
Yep.
It's Jenny. It's a cheap, local beer.
Still. And it's made like I don't want to say a comeback, but like a lot of the younger kids, maybe it's because they don't have a lot of money, I don't know.
It's definitely made a popularity comeback for sure.
Huge.
They did a great PR campaign.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And then they redid the whole Genesee
Brewery,
like,
which is the brew house.
The brew house
is slamming all the time.
Yep.
I've never been there and it's been slow.
Yeah.
You know, they're selling merchandise and everybody's wearing Jenny shit. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And then they have specials throughout the year, you know, culture stuff.
Yeah, the culture, yep.
And then they have like different unique beers that people actually go down. Yeah. And like,
well, it's nice that they jumped on the craft beer train. You know what I mean? They needed to survive. Yeah. They did. And I think they do a great job down there.
But the Genesee Brewery is a staple.
Yes.
In Rochester.
For sure.
And it's in a great location.
Yep. It's actually still in its original location.
I know.
Yep.
Been around for a minute.
Yeah, which is cool because it's New York State's oldest brewery. Opened officially in 1878, which at 142 years old, Jenny is the 8th largest beer company in the U.S., which is crazy.
Super crazy.
Yeah. I mean, the only ones that's beating them out are all the big names.
Yeah.
Anheuser-Busch and, you know what I mean, all the big guys.
And you know what's cool, too, is we did a show at Iron Tug. Remember how they were saying that, like, when they started up their beer company, they were like, we don't even think to compete with Genesee. Yeah. You know, they're just too big.
Yeah.
You know, they're in the top
10.
Top 10 in the United States.
Yeah.
And to have that here in Rochester it's just cool to even say.
And, you know, Jenny does a ton of collabs with small breweries, too.
They do.
So they're not just trying to be over here flexing that they're the biggest and baddest on the block. Yeah. You know what I mean? They don't care. They're like, cool, yeah, I'll do a collab with you.
Yep.
You know what I mean? You got a 10-gallon system. Sweet, let's make something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And also, remember that one dude was like, if they need help or questions...
Yeah.
He would go to like Genesee.
They just go to Dean, the main guy over at at Jenny.
And he was like, they were so great, they would just help us out.
Yep.
You know, they don't. That's the one, like we said before, the Rochester local scene.
Oh, it's huge.
No matter what it is, restaurants, breweries.
And no matter whether you're one of the top 10 in the country or you just opened the door. Yeah. It's all still local, and it stays the same from this huge company down to the littlest guy.
That's what I love.
Yeah,
it's so fun. It's so cool.
Yeah,
but yeah, Genesee. Oh, and then we did a show on how Rochester just originated.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Yep. And that's kind of where it's located.
Yeah,
right by the Genesee River, where everything started, and
super cool.
Definitely sweet history.
But yeah, so beer was a booming business in Rochester long before Genesee showed up. In 1857, one of the many breweries landing in the city, Risky and Sky, opened its own saloon and bowling alley. This was the location that local entrepreneur Matthias Kondolf, I might have got that wrong, purchased and renamed Genesee Brewing in 1878. While the bowling alley is long gone, the current Genesee Brew House still occupies buildings from the original Risky and Sky brewing campus. In 2012, the newly refurbished location welcomed guests with lots of exhibits to show off the brewery's past.
That's so cool.
Yeah. You know I love that they didn't just move it to Greece. In a giant complex. You know what I mean? And it's not for nothing. I mean, it's not in the best part of town.
No, but it's in a unique spot.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I love that they kept that originality. Like we started right here.
Yep.
And we're gonna stay right here. You know what I mean?
Man.
And to become one of the biggest companies while staying where you started.
Yeah.
That's, That's like Jeff Bezos staying at his parents' house.
Right.
Where he was selling used textbooks.
But that's what's so cool. I don't know, just the whole thing. Like a bowling alley.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. A saloon and
Back
bowling alley
then,
in the 1850s.
How cool would that have been?
Is where the original spot started. You know what I mean? It's just super
damn.
cool. Super cool.
So Genesee has a unique beer. It's the Genesee Creamale. Some people love it. Some people like it. Some people tolerate it. Some people hate it. Good spectrum,
Yeah.
you'd say?
I'm way down here.
You fit one of those categories?
The one on the bottom.
So Genesee Creamale, also known as Genny Creamale, maintains a bit of a cult status with the beer drinkers. It's hard to imagine at the time when Genny Creamale wasn't an option for your local watering hole, but the beer wasn't actually introduced to the Genesee lineup until 1960, making it 82 years younger than the original Genesee beer. So,
That's crazy.
Yeah, and you know, you used to work in a restaurant.
Yeah.
When you, I remember going in and you would see, you know, you would have the deals for like $1 or whatever, $1.50, $2.
Yep, cans.
That was always in there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And along with the Jenny regular.
Because it was only the old school guys that drank it.
Yeah.
Like from when it came out.
Yeah.
And like that was the beer that they drank back in the day, or that their dads drank back in the day. You know what I mean?
Same here.
Yep.
But yeah, so Genesee Cream Ale is definitely a unique drink. But yeah.
Yeah.
Introduced
For sure.
in 1960. It's still going.
It's cool. So the Well family first stepped into the business in 1916 when Lewis A. Well accepted the position of brewmaster and became the youngest person to hold that position in New York.
Yeah.
That same year, Lewis's wife gave birth to their firstborn, Jack Well, on the property of the brewery.
Oh.
When the
Jeez.
brewery shut down during Prohibition, the elder Well opened a bakery and earned enough money to purchase Genesee Brewing in 1923, just in time to reopen it as the Genesee Brewing Company.
Oh, wow.
So the youngest brewmaster ever that was there
Yeah.
lost his job because of Prohibition when they had to shut down, opened up a bakery.
Just to keep it going.
Just to keep it going. He earned enough money. He earned so much money from this, which I got into my next thing, but I'll just keep it consistent. But anyways, so, just in time to reopen it as the Genesee Brewing Company. Jack Well, who joined the company at age 22, took over as chairman when his father passed away in 1964. Jack's son, Ted, would later succeed him in 1993. When Ted passed away in 1999, that ended the Well family's 67-year legacy running the brewery.
Good run.
Yeah.
But it's great that like during Prohibition they didn't give up.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they were like, all right,
Yep.
let's...
Well, and then, like this guy, he was the brewmaster there. He loved the place so much, created an ultra successful business post that.
Yeah.
And then was like, I'm buying it.
What a great feeling, right?
Can you imagine if he didn't buy it?
Oh, exactly.
It'd be crazy.
That's why, I just love everything about history because just a little comment like that, what if he didn't buy it?
Right.
We wouldn't be talking about this shit.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Or oh, man. Or what if he didn't change the name from, whatever, to Genesee? It'd be a different name, but still relevant, Whew! That's crazy. So another cool thing that happened, seeing that the building was kind of, definitely an older building on its original thing, Genesee's equipment draws crowds. So what I mean by that is they had to bring in some of the equipment through canal, old school.
Yep.
No tractor trailers,
down the Erie Canal like they did in 1878.
Yes!
And the fucking
Remember
place
we talked
opened.
about that? Yeah. So the original location in Rochester underwent a $50 million revamp in 2017. Construction lasted for nearly 3 years. The most exciting part of the project happened when Genesee's 12 brand new fermentation tanks floated along the Erie Canal from Albany to Rochester, passing through 35 locks and raised and lowered watercrafts as they flowed on through. Curious fans came to watch the tanks on their journey until they reached the brewery. I was one of these people.
So was I.
I had to see it firsthand to see how big.
They're massive.
Oh my God.
They're massive.
That's it.
And they floated them here all the way from Albany.
Yes. Old school way through the canal.
Yep.
You know,
and it worked.
And it worked. And where I went, there was a lot of people, both sides, you know, because you knew what time. You know, the news was like it's coming down.
Yep.
So and so.
But, I mean, how often are you going to get to see something like that? You know what I mean? Never.
Yeah.
Never. You'll never see something like that again.
Yeah.
Super cool.
And with the $50 million revamp, a lot of it did go to equipment, but it also did go to, you know, upgrading the facility a little bit. And, I mean, it's doing good.
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah. And I'm glad, too.
Yeah, and it's still, you know... The number...
It's Jenny.
It's Jenny. That's it.
It's just Jenny.
So
Jenny. So the 18th Amendment to the Constitution passed in 1919, and while Genesee was forced to close, Lewis Well took up a new career as a baker. So this is what I was talking about in the last one. His business was so successful that he was able to sell it in 1929 for $1.3 million.
Dude, that bakery had to have been just some of the greatest food coming out of there.
Yeah.
Because back then, 1.3 million is a lot of money.
A lot of money.
And just for a bakery, though, I mean, I'm assuming back then bakeries were...
Do you know how much money that is today?
Oh, I do love these.
16.3 million.
Really?
That's how much he sold his bakery for.
Wow.
In 10 years. He started it from nothing.
Yeah.
And 10 years later, raised $16 million, sold it for $16 million, and bought a brewery that he couldn't even make beer at yet.
So cool.
Technically, because Prohibition didn't end until 1933.
Man, that bakery was
booming.
Pumping.
Let me get some of them donuts.
You know? Oh, man. Good for him, though.
Yeah. So, aside from purchasing the old Genesee Brewery, he also bought a neighboring brewery just in time to just in time for the repeal of Prohibition.
Nice.
He even tried to hire as many of the former Genesee employees as he could. Genesee is one of the few breweries in the country that can say where it was when Prohibition started and ended.
Oh, man.
You know what I mean? So they, it survived. Somebody bought it afterwards, which didn't happen to a lot of places.
Yeah, they just let it go.
Yep.
Man.
The company restarted shipping beer on April 27th, 1933. To mark that milestone, Lewis Well hosted a huge bash. The event brought 4,000 attendees to the Powers Hotel in Rochester.
So awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Man.
Super cool. Super cool.
That bakery.
If it wasn't for the bakery.
You know what's cool, though, too, is he also tried to hire all the former people back.
Yeah.
I mean, that's dedication, you know what I mean?
For sure.
So, like, if you open up just a new thing and the people you work for, you knew that they were dedicated workers.
Yep.
No matter what they were doing, you're just like, yo, come aboard because,
Yep.
it's going to be a long-lasting journey.
It was.
Genesee Brewery. All right, so Genesee started, I don't know if they started this little tradition, but it's a huge hit here in Rochester.
Mm-hmm.
Each Christmas, how we get Christmas trees for our houses. Well, breweries are no different, my friend. New holiday tradition was born in 2014 when Genesee stacked 300 kegs in the shape of a Christmas tree. The structure stood over 2 stories high. Each year, the brewery recreates the tree in front of the Rochester Brew House. 2019, the tree reached 27 feet. A lot of kegs.
That's crazy. That's a lot of kegs. And they're still making beer. These are just extra kegs.
Yeah. And I don't know if they get bigger each year. I think it might have to just stay at that height.
There's probably some city ordinance or something that says they can't
right,
stack
but
that
you
much
know,
any higher.
It's tall, man.
I know.
I went down there and I'm just like, man, that's a lot of keg. Cool idea for sure.
Super cool idea.
And it also great marketing scheme.
Yeah.
Because they literally...
Their marketing department, whoever they use for marketing,
yeah,
is worth every single penny
genius
that they pay for them. For sure.
I mean, to be as big as they are...
Dude, they kept them relevant in this past and then bolstered them over the last 10 years, dude. It's crazy.
Genesee, baby.
Genesee. All right, in my last one in 2019, John Fisher retired from his position as Genesee's corporate brewmaster. He'd been brewing there since 1967.
Wow. He's the original Don Dada.
That's crazy. That's 43, 52 years. 52 years.
Of brewing.
Brewing beer. This made him the brewer with the longest tenure at the company. And while he did take a 3-year leave of absence to serve in the military, he came back and created Honey Brown.
Oh, come on.
A golden amber lager with a malty flavor.
I did not know that.
Honey Brown is actually quite good, too. I like Honey
That's
Brown.
from Rochester?
That's a Jenny product.
Oh,
it's a Jenny beer.
Shit,
Yeah,
I
Honey
didn't know
Brown.
that.
Yeah.
I have had that before. It's good. Pretty good.
Yeah. Yep.
Man, just like that.
Yep.
He's like, hey, just wait a minute.
Look, check this out.
I'm going to put a little...
Hold my beer.
Yeah. I'm going to put a little twist to this.
Yep.
I'm going to add to our repertoire.
Yep.
And another thing, just real quick. So, Genesee is, like I said, a staple of Rochester, right?
For sure.
So, it's just ironic that we have this here. So, Gods and Gladiators, they make monoprints.
Mm-hmm.
He's huge on Rochester-based, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Look what's in the monoprint.
Jenny Beers.
Genesee beer. How crazy is that?
I mean, you can't think Rochester without thinking Jenny, though. You know what I mean? It's great. I didn't even notice that.
I just looked over there and I was like, man, he's a part of Rochester. He put everything together, and what was right in the middle? Genesee beer.
Beer and ale.
So,
it's awesome.
Yeah. I drink Jenny here and there still.
I do too.
I mean, why not?
I mean, if I'm going to have just a regular old cold beer in my fridge, it's going to be, it's usually Jenny Light.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yes, Genesee Brewery.
Yep.
We love it.
Damn, we should have bought some Jennies.
I was going to, but
we suck, dude.
I know.
We missed a golden opportunity for a plug here.
Oh, yeah. I know.
We could have tagged Jenny and everything.
Oh, we're still tagging.
It would have been so much cooler if we had
Genesee
beer, though.
I know.
Wow.
We can put it in the
Jenny,
background.
if anybody from Jenny happens to be watching this, I'm sorry.
Genesee Brewery. We're busy. We were on the fly. We had to do this and do that, but...
Yeah. It is Friday night right now.
Yeah.
Which is weird for us.
True.
Very weird for us.
But Genesee is... I'm glad when people come to Rochester. So, my boss comes from Cleveland. He's like, what's there to do?
Jenny Brew House.
Yep. I say right away. I was like, go to the Genesee Brew House. I was like, it's been here forever, literally. So, it's just a cool thing to be a part of.
For sure.
If you live in the Rochester, people love Rochester or hate Rochester. This, you have to acknowledge and just, it's a likable thing all around.
Yep, I agree.
You know what I mean? So,
yep, for sure.
I like it.
Yep. If you got any cool facts about the Genesee Brew House that you'd like to share with us, or the Genesee Brewery, definitely.
Or stories.
Yeah, or some good stories.
There's got to be some Jenny
from
stories.
the brewery, for sure. Or any stories that maybe your parents have from whenever they worked there, maybe in the 70s or the 80s or the 90s. Or
that's what they drank.
Whenever it was, woo!
Give us some old school stories, please.
For sure.
Man, that'd be good.
But definitely leave those in the comments down below. And don't forget, you can like and share our page both on Facebook and YouTube at One Drink Podcast. Don't forget to hit the bell notification to be the first ones notified when our new episodes drop.
Indeed. And if you're going to have one drink this week, we recommend having...
Jenny Beer.
Jenny Beer, baby.
Let's go. Too bad we couldn't cheers right there with 2 fucking Jennies and then outro. That's how you end the show. But no, now I'm sitting here drinking a water.
Slackers.
Whatever. Cheers.
See ya.